All right, let's go and take a look at lesson 2.3. 2.3 is all about multiplying and dividing inequalities. So the first question could look something like x divided by 8 is greater than -5. Okay, like I said, this is division, x divided by 8. So to get rid of division, we gotta multiply it by the number on the bottom. Okay, this time it's just +8, so we gotta multiply by +8 onto this side. That cancels on this side. We got x is greater than -5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. And then this was a negative and this is a positive number. And when you multiply different signs, the answer is negative. So x is greater than -40. All right, let's take a look at the next question. It says -24 is greater than or equal to 3x. Okay, so when you see this, a number and a letter next to each other, a variable next to each other, that means multiplication. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So we got to divide by the number that's in front. Okay, this would leave us with x on this side. 24 divided by 3 is 8. But this is a +3 and a -24. Different signs, when you divide, means that your answer would be negative. If we want to rewrite this, we would rewrite it as x. The sign is open towards the 8, the -8. So we keep it open towards the -8 and we can rewrite it like that. Okay, let's take a look at the next question. In the next question, we'll deal with multiplying and dividing by negative numbers. Right. So if the question says 2 is less than y divided by -3. Like I said, this is divided by -3. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So we got to multiply the full number that's on the bottom, including the negative that's with the 3. Okay, that would allow us to cancel out that part. And then we got to multiply that onto this side. All right. When we multiply by a negative number, you saw that this number was negative and it's negative over here also. We got to make sure that we flip the sign. So it won't be facing this way anymore. It will be facing that way now. Okay, the y will stay where it is. And 3 times 2 is 6. Notice that the signs were different. One is negative and one is positive. So when you multiply by negative different signs, the answer is negative. Okay, if we want to rewrite this, it would be y is less than. Okay, notice that the sign is open towards the -6. So keeping it open towards the -6 allows us to keep the same equation, the same inequality. All right, let's take a look at a similar question. So we have -7y is less than or equal to -35. Okay. To solve for y, we need to realize that this is multiplication. Okay. We aren't going to add the 7 over. We notice that there's multiplication happening between the -7 and the y. So to get rid of multiplication, we got to divide by -7. Okay. The full number is -7. So we got to divide by all of that. Okay, notice that the number that we divided by on both sides was -7 and it was negative. So we got to make sure that we flip this sign to face the other way when we do that. Right? Notice again the signs of these numbers. Right? So they're both negative and we divide by the same sign. The answer is positive. 35 divided by 7 is 5. All right? And this is your answer.